Hello, pups and pupettes. Thank you for joining me again. We are on part 3 of trying to go through all of my procedures and stuff leading up to my facial feminization. And I'm super excited about that. But today's topic is going to be talking about my F.U.T hair transplant. Some of you might be saying, F.U.T, you mean foot. And to that, I would say, no, I don't mean foot, simpleton. No, you said foot hair transplant. That's what you said. I feel like you are underqualified for this argument. Well, I feel like I should shove my foot right up your ass. Anyway, what is hair F.U.T transplant? What are these things that I'm saying? So there's like 2 different kind of hair transplants you can get if you feel you are balding. If you're not balding, then don't worry about it. You don't need it. There's 2 different procedures. One is F.U.E, and that is where they kind of go through and they're gonna grab all these hair follicles from all over a spattering of gathering and place that where you need that hair. I had the other one, which is F.U.T, and what that is they're gonna go through and they're gonna grab a strip of your scalp. They stitch up where they grabbed it from, and then they're gonna dissect that and they're gonna put those hairs where they belong. I, no surprise, am trans, and I was having balding in this area and it was giving me a whole lot of dysphoria. I had looked at wigs and other things, and none of those were my vibe, so I decided to go through this because at the time I was in Korea and I knew it was going to be the cheapest I would probably find it. So I went out and did that. We're going to go over all those steps that I took today and possible steps for you if you are interested in this procedure as well. So, going beyond that, the first thing that I did was just understand that, hey, my hair is thin, I'm balding, I'm seeing way too much scalp, I am a sad they. I finally one day looked at my hair and I was like, okay, enough is enough. And then my hair started to leave even more, and I said, hold on, wait, come back. I do love you, and I want you to stay. And we had a talk about it, me and my hair, and I decided to get this procedure to kind of keep it around. After that, I went in for my first consultation, and there they just kind of let me know, like, hey, it's gonna cost this much, which was $4,000, about how much hair they were gonna be able to move and where they're going to be taking it from. They're like, oh, your scalp is about this flexible and there's this much extra, so we could take this. Worked out all of that, set our dates, and then I hopped on a lovely 5-hour bus trip to go back. In my version of the story, every time I go to this place, there is a 5-hour bus trip involved. Every time I leave the place, there is a 5-hour bus trip involved. It was great. But we jump forward now into the future. We are like a day before the procedure. They had told me, hey, you can't really eat, you can't drink, gonna be put under anesthesia. So yeah, no food, no water, don't look at pretty girls, don't look at pretty boys, don't text your mom. All of those things are going to be issues, so just don't do them. And I was like, all right, fine. I don't text my mom anyway. We're on different time zones. I'm in Korea. We jump over to like me actually getting there, having to take out all my piercings because they do electrocauterization to seal up all those wounds. And after that, got out all my piercings. They put me into a sexy little gown. And they put my IV in, which I hate IVs. I hate things going into my body that are not certain objects. But anything else going into my body is a huge red flag, and I'm immediately scared, terrified, and worried, and that is true of IVs every single time. They took me in and laid me on the table, and they said, hey, you're gonna go to sleep in 3, 2, and I was out. The next thing was me waking up, and my head drooped a little bit because I had been under anesthesia for 5 hours at that point, and I was like, and immediately, like the second my head started to go down, the nurse was like, and immediately woke me up, and I was like, what was that for? They were like, hey, we just took skin off the back of your head. You are not allowed to look down for like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh. Sent me back to my room. I passed back out and then woke up at 12. Had to groggily put all my piercings back in. And then after that, went asleep for like another hour. And then I was awake for the rest of the night with these huge stitches in the back of my head with throbbing pain going through my brain. It was horrible. I wish that I would have stayed up the night before so bad. That would have helped so much. But I didn't because I'm an idiot. And now I know if I'm going under anesthesia, don't sleep before it. Just don't. It's fine. Just don't sleep. After all of that happened, I get breakfast from them and then go back to my 5-hour bus ride, where somewhere along that bus ride, I managed to lose the nice painkillers that I had gotten. So I ended up spending the next 2 weeks in recovery without my good painkillers, just Tylenol and Advil, kicking butt together as besties. I had a lot of recovery time. I had a very easy recovery time. I would just chill out on my computer, and then I would go and get a shower once a day with a special shampoo that they had given me, and that was all great and fine. I just had to leave the house, or leave my hotel room twice a day, once to go and get lunch, and then another time to go and get my breakfast for the next day because I wasn't waking up and walking down to get breakfast. I just bought it the night before. I also, while I was walking around and stuff in public, I had this beanie on. I still wear this beanie to this day just because it's so comfortable, but it's a very loose-fitting beanie just to kind of hide the scars and stuff that were happening at that time. After I did that for about a week, I had to go back. So, you know what time it is. I had another 5-hour bus trip. 5-hour bus trip back up there. They just took a cream and went and then removed the stitches, easy peasy. I had about another week of recovery, and then I was to get on my flight and go. Next few months of the healing process was just me trying not to touch the back of my head. It felt super weird to just have this ghost of a spot that I could feel on my neck that something is pushing on my head, but I could not feel back here what is pushing on my head. And that was just weird. I never really got used to it, so I just didn't touch it. I didn't sleep on my back. And I just kept my beanie on because the beanie kind of softened that. And I didn't have to worry about it as much. We are almost a year past now, me getting this, and the hair has stayed. I have a really good stylist that doesn't even know that happened. It literally, the only person that has clocked that I've had any hair work done is my surgeon, and that's only because my surgeon is just she knows what to look for in those. But otherwise, between the F.U.T transplant and my micropigmentation, I am super happy with where my hair is now. I still get dysphoria over not knowing how to style it because I was raised with short hair all my life. So I don't know what to do with it, but I have it. And it looks good. It looks natural, and that's what I wanted. There are like tons of things that I could have done to, you know, kind of solve my problem. This is just the route I went. Yet again, my experience is going to be different from yours. If you stuck around this long, hey, thank you for sticking around. You are cute, and I appreciate you so much. Give it a like. I would super appreciate that, and hopefully I will see you next week when I speed run through my other 2 procedures, just because I want to talk about some other stuff really bad and I can't wait. So we're gonna do that. But thank you for sticking around this long. I love you. Goodbye.